Hey, could this not be a reason why they fire Brian DaBoll? Because it's not his fault. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Again, please don't fire Brian DaBoll after this. I know it's been kind of like the go-to joke that obviously the Panthers are, you know, head coaches. If they lose to us, they usually get fired. But this game was definitely not his fault. Daniel Jones threw two picks, and also the Tyron Tracy fumble. Like I said, the turnovers definitely hurt the Giants. They had every opportunity to win this game, but there's only so much a coach can do. Talking about this game, coming into it, obviously, Chuba Hubbard got the big contract, and he showed out. Um, Over 150 yards rushing, over 5 yards carry. I mean, the offensive line did a really great job as well against a very formidable defensive line. Um, Brian Burns got himself a sack or two, or like he got some pressure, obviously, but overall, offensive line did an amazing job keeping Bryce clean, clean pockets that he could throw to, and especially that first quarter, Bryce was looking really good. We're going up like 10-0, which is surprising in the least. And as the game went on, we started to get a little bit more conservative, which I don't necessarily hate, but when the Giants started coming back, I started to have this deep pit of my stomach just saying, "Ooh, I don't like this. This is not good because we're literally botching this game because of some decision making that we're doing." But ultimately, we end up winning, so it's fine. But there's still some stuff that need to be worked on, especially with Dave Canales play calling, and also some of the drops that were made. Some of the throws that Bryce made weren't the best, but some of them were just drops. Um, but still, I'm not gonna get down from this high for the whole entire day. I'm gonna be up here for the rest of the day because we actually won back to back games for the first time since 2022. During the Steve Wilkes run. Um, it's been a very long time for the Panthers to be somewhat decent. Are we going to be decent this year? Absolutely not. But there are things you can see, especially the last 2 weeks against bad teams, where we're actually beating teams that we should beat. And that is where I am starting to feel good about, like, yes, we might suck right now, but at the end of the day, we have young talent that's forming. Jatavian Sanders gets himself a touchdown. Um, Chuba Hubbard gets himself a touchdown, and the fact that Bryce, throwing it to Jalen Coker, throwing it to Xavier Leggett, throwing it to, I mean, David Moore had a really good catch as well. He's a little bit older, but the forming of young talent is starting to show that if we're able to have a good offseason this offseason, we could be fighting to try to make the playoffs because the Saints are the Saints. We don't really know how that's going to go. Obviously, interim could be like an interim bump, or it could be um, them flounder for the rest of the year. We don't know. But ultimately, they kind of need to go through a little bit of rebuild. We've already been starting our rebuild. Buccaneers, Falcons should be competing, but I feel good. I feel really good about where we are right now. We're not really competing for anything right now. We're just trying to build a culture. And it's what I talked about during the stream. Is just we're trying to build a culture of young talent that refuses to quit, and we showed it. And like I said, it's been a long time since Panthers fans were able to be proud of their team, and these past 2 weeks have done miracles for our fan base. And technically, we have a bye week, so we can still ride into that until ultimately we go against the Chiefs in 2 weeks. But I'm very proud of the fact that when DJ Wanham came back, who he was our free agent addition, and unfortunately he kept on having injuries that he couldn't come back yet. But the first time he comes back, he goes against, yes, a bad offensive line by the Giants, but is able to apply pressure. Him, Jadavian Clowney, Ashawn Robinson, all of them able to get apply pressure and it's something that we haven't seen basically all year. Is that gonna be the case every single week? No, because like I said, we're not gonna be facing against the Giants' offensive line every single week, but it's at least something. It's something there. Josie Jewell had an amazing game. Obviously, he had the fumble recovery of Tyron Tracy, but he also had the pick after the fumble by Chuba Hubbard, which I am so thankful he was not hurt. I was dreading after seeing the way that he was drugged down, the horse collar tackle that he had, where his knee buckled. I was very, very concerned. I thought, oh my gosh, no way that he after after the great game that he has, his knee would get tore up. But thankfully, because of the way the field is, if it done on our actual field, it would have there would have been no give whatsoever. So thankfully he was okay. Unfortunately, Miles Sanders was not. Don't know yet the severity of his injury, but he went on the cart going back into the locker room. Um, so I hope he's okay. Um, J.C. Horn had a really great game as well. When he was playing off coverage, let a couple of catches go through, but ultimately, the first half alone, he was all over the field following Malik Neighbors and completely shutting him down. Um, and Bryce. Though the stat line might not look good, like I said, there were some drops, but he seemed to be having fun. You could see it in his eyes. You can see it in the way his face is just like his confidence is back. That's what I wanted to see. In those first 2 weeks, you like it wasn't there. You could see like he wasn't making plays. There was plays being made, and he just wasn't throwing them. But now that he sat back, had Andy kind of like do his thing, learn from him, and then now was giving back the reins. You let it ride out. Like the season's obviously it's not technically done, but you know, um, but you let it ride out. You see what you have for the rest of the season, and then you go into next season either deciding, hey, you know what, we'll give Bryce, you got this season. This was last year was kind of a bounce back-ish season. Let's see how you can ride out for the whole entire year. Whichever you want to decide to do with and don't, whether that be re-sign him or if he wants to go to a place where he feels he can get a better opportunity to start or get another veteran quarterback to have some kind of stability. I'm okay with that because ultimately I feel like I can see the vision with Dan Morgan going after defensive linemen, especially in the draft, which is a very deep defensive line draft. And I am hopeful that we can continue on this path of moving in the right direction. I don't know how else to put it, but just I feel like we're doing the right things, and we're not continuing down the path of saying we're going to rebuild and then ultimately go full push into like, oh, we can make the playoffs instead of really committing to the bet. And I feel like we've done that. I feel like we're going to continue to do that without sacrificing. We're just going to tank. We won. We're 3-7. We're more than likely not going to have a top three pick. We'll probably be closer to 6 or 7, which I'm fine with. I talked about it before. I'm fine with that. Sorry about hitting the mic. Um, I'm okay with us being about 6 or 7 because we still will be in line to either take whatever top prospect falls down to us, or we'll be in a position to trade back, acquire more assets. In my opinion, which is a really great draft coming up, might not be the best quarterback draft, but we don't really necessarily want to take a quarterback. So I just want to say that I'm happy. At the end of the day, I'm extremely happy. I I don't care about you just lost out on the opportunity to get the first overall pick. So what? That does not matter to me. What matters to me is building the right way, establishing a winning culture, not one where you just, oh, we'll just let it happen and just, if you lose, well, then good, we get to get a top pick. We're doing what needs to be done. and it's going to be a little bit longer road, but I'm okay with that if at the end of the day, somehow, some way, I can see my team go back to the playoffs, which we haven't been since 2017. I could see my team win a playoff game, and we haven't seen one since 2015. And by the slimmest of margins, I can see my team make a Super Bowl. We talk about the fact like how crappy our situation is in. If you look 3 years ago, what about the Lions? The Lions were 0-10-1. And then now, not only did they make the conference championship game, they look one of the best teams in the NFC and going to be on a run to try to make the Super Bowl. They are built the right way, with the right coach, with the right GM, with the right winning culture. It's only hope that we can get to that level. But if you see it's done once, it can be done again. That's all I really have to say for this game. Um, I'm super thankful for all of Germany who showed out. Like I said, there was 70,000 people in the game, which is crazy. From what I heard, there's a lot of German fans, well, German Panthers fans. So thankful for them being able to see like their team win. Um, and hey, 1-2 in a row. Who knows? We might be able to win a couple more this season. Really, anything can happen. So thank you so much for watching this video. I will obviously be streaming the Monday Night Football game, and yeah, uh, I'm really out of words for how happy I am. It's like a elevation. So I'm just gonna be enjoying this the whole rest of the day. Um, if you have any comments or concerns about the Panthers, let me know in the comments below. Want to talk about how your team's doing? My team won, so I'm just kidding. You can let me know how you feel in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.